telescope. We can say that a telescope is the instrument that is used to view distant objects. If you want to look at the planet, you can use telescope. The higher the magnification on the telescope, the better view you will be. But scientific definition of the word telescope is the instrument that aids in the observation of remote objects by collecting electromagnetic radiation such as visible light. They found use terrestrial application and astronomy.
Discussion of telescope. Telescope is a tool that astronomers use to see faraway objects. Most telescopes and all larger telescopes work by using curved mirror to gather and focus light from the night sky. The first telescope focused light by using pieces of curved, clear glass called lenses. So why do we use mirror today? Because mirrors are lighter and they are easier than lenses to make perfectly smooth. The mirrors or lenses in a telescope are called optics. Really powerful telescope can see very dim things and things that they are really far away. To do that, the optics be the mirrors or lenses have to really big. The bigger the mirrors or lenses, the more light and the telescope can be gathered. Light is then concentrated by the shape of the optics.
Discussion of telescope. The idea that the object or light gathering elements could be a mirror instead of a lens was being investigated soon after the invention of the refracting telescope. The potential advantage of using parabolic mirrors, reduction of spiral aberration, and no chromatic aberration led to many proposed design and several attempts to build reflecting telescope in 1668. Isaac Newton built the first practical reflecting telescope of a design which now bears his name, the Newtonia reflector. The invention of the achromatic lens in 1733 partly contained color aberration present in the simple lens and enable construction of shorter, more functional refracting telescope. Reflecting telescope, though not limited by the color problem, since the reflectors were hampered by the use of fast transitioning speculum metal mirrors employed during the 18th and early 19th century. A problem elevated by the introduction of silver coat glass mirror in 1857, aluminum mirrors in 1932. The maximum physical science limit for the refracting telescope is about 1 meter per 30 inches, stating that the vast majority of largest optical researching telescope built since the turn of the 20th century have been reflection.
Galileo's telescope. Not the first who invented the telescope in 1608. Improved the telescope so that it is magnified 20x more. First to use the telescope to study the skies.
Galileo Galilei. Many people believe that Galileo Galilei was the first astronomer to invent and build a telescope. However, the first telescope was made by Hans Lippershey. Lippershey was a German-Dutch glassmaker, and he managed to reduce the amount of light in his telescope while focusing it. His model inspired other scientists to work on perfecting the telescope. It is easy to point to Hans Lipper as the inventor of this telescope. But the history of invention is chaotic and confusing. Historians and scientists today still argue about invented as telescope. Let's take a look at the telescope, its impact on scientific history. Galileo was the first to point a telescope skyward. He was able to make out mountains and craters on the moon, as well as a ribbon diffuse light arching across the sky of Milky Way. He also discovered the rings of Saturn, sunspot, and four of Jupiter's moon.
Invention of telescope. Hans Lippershey, 1570, September 1619, also known as John Lippershey or Jan Lippershey, was a German-Dutch spectacle maker. He is commonly associated with the invention of the telescope, although it is unclear if he was the first to build one. Lippershey applied to the States General of the Netherlands on October 2, 1608 for a patent for this instrument for seeing things far away as if they were nearby, beating another Dutch instrument maker patent, Jacob Minute. By a few weeks, Lippershey failed to receive a patent since the same claim for invention had also been made by another spectacle maker, but was handsomely rewarded by the Dutch government of the copies of design.
The advantage and disadvantage. Advantage. First one is easy to use and reliable. Excellent lunar planetary and binary start observing, especially in large apertures. High contrast image with no secondary mirror or diagonal obstruction. The disadvantage: more expensive per inch of aperture. Small apertures. Less suited for viewing small and faint deep sky objects.
A telescope, made in with lenses, in calls a refracting telescope. A lens just like in eyeglasses, blend light passing through it. In eyeglasses, this is make things less blurring in the telescope. It makes far away things them to closer. People with especially poor eyesight need things lenses. They think lenses are more powerful than same is true telescope. If you want to see far away, you need a big powerful lens. Unfortunately, a big lens is very heavy. Heavy lenses are hard to make difficult to hold in our place also as they get thicker. The glasses stop more of the light passing through them because is the light is passing through the lens the surface of the lens must be extremely smooth and flow in the lens with change and image. I could be like look through a dirty window.
Conclusion of the telescope. The James Webb Space Telescope will be the premier observational telescope in the universe. Accomplishment beats the Hubble and Spitzer Space Telescope before it could only dream of by using of the large cold 6.5 meter diameter mirror and being placed very far away from Earth will give the JWST unprecedented resolution and sensitivity from long wavelength visible to the mid-infrared, enabling us to study the birth and evolution of galaxies and the formation of star and planet. It's unfortunate that we will have to wait around 6 years till its launch and another 5 or till we can put its data to use. It will be the most assuredly proper as to a new scientific era of understanding of the cosmos in which we live.